What's going on, YouTube? JT's Reborn here. Get ready to go to the movie theater. I'm about to go see Tomb Raider 2018, starring Alicia Vikander as Lara Croft. I hope it's good. I haven't seen it yet. I mean, it's a few weeks since it's been out, but I really wanted to see it. I'm a fan of Tomb Raider. I own a bunch of the PlayStation video games. The first one with Angelina Jolie is a guilty pleasure. I thought, though, that, whether you like that movie or not, like, she is amazing in those movies. Like, she is like the quintessential like Lara Croft. She's like the pinnacle. She was like perfect for that role. She looked like her. She was sexy as hell. She had everything just right down to the core of what Lara Croft was at the time. Like, that was one of the most perfect castings of all time. And hopefully Alicia Vikander does a good job emulating what the new games are like. So hopefully it's good. Will it break the video game curse? Maybe. I mean, there's been some decent video game movies, but there's never been a great one or an amazing one. So hopefully this one changes it for me. And yeah, I'll let you know what I think about it after the movie. Alright, I'm back. So, hey everybody, JT's Reborn here. I just got done seeing Tomb Raider 2018, and I'm here to get my thoughts on it. Going into the movie, I'm a big Tomb Raider fan. I own a lot of the games, like all the PlayStation 1 games. I own the new ones. I own the first Tomb Raider movie, not Cradle of Life, but I own, like, what was the other one? It was, like, for the Nintendo Wii. I'm drawing a blank on that one. But yeah, you get the point. Like, I really love Tomb Raider, and I love Lara Croft. When new games came out, like, they definitely did, like, a retooling of it, and those games were great. Like, they showed Lara coming into her own. She was definitely more vulnerable, that she wasn't, like, with the short shorts and just, shooting the guns, which I love that Lara Croft, too. I mean, the Angelina Jolie movies are guilty pleasure movies for me, but, like, they're kind of dumb and dated. But I do appreciate them, especially for, like, they were good adaptations of what Tomb Raider was at the time. And I thought Angelina Jolie was the perfect Lara Croft. Whether you like those movies or not, she was amazing in them. She was perfect. She captured everything. She was, she had the full look down. She looked great. Performance-wise, she just encapsulated what Lara Croft was at the time. And for this movie, they cast Alicia Vikander in the role of Lara Croft. Definitely more emulating the newer Tomb Raider games. And just looking at Alicia Vikander on her own, I don't necessarily see someone who looks like Lara Croft to me. But until she, puts on the full, like, get up in this movie, like, I wouldn't say that's Lara Croft. But in terms of her performance, she did a good job with the character. I thought she was really, really good in this movie. So that's a strong point. If she didn't work, the movie didn't work. And she definitely worked, and she definitely helped this movie, like, elevate it and carry it a lot more. It's not a great movie, but it's a good movie. It's a solid movie. Does it break the video game curse of, like, just all crappy movies? I thought this was a pretty good movie. Like, I don't know why some people are, like, fully, like, negative on it. I think, like, reviews I saw, like, were just kind of in the middle, like, I mean, you should never just go based on reviews. You should always go based on, your own opinion. But I'm like, I'm just amazed that there's no, like, movement or push behind this movie at all, like there was for, like, Wonder Woman. I'm like, or, like, you know what I mean, like a social cultural movement. We're just like, oh, we gotta have strong female leads and all this stuff. I'm like, Tomb Raider. Lara Croft is fantastic in this movie. I mean, like, come on. Like, where's the support for Laura? I didn't see that like I did for, Wonder Woman, or I didn't see, like, a movement similar to this like I did for Black Panther. I mean, different things, but you kind of get the idea of what I'm saying, where it was just, like a more cultural type movement. And, Wonder Woman and Black Panther were, based on comic properties, and those were, really good movies, too. So that definitely helps. But I didn't see a push for this like I saw for Wonder Woman in terms of, like, a female lead, or I didn't see it like there was where, there's that outcry over the Ghostbusters movie that came out a few years ago with the all-female cast. But, like, I didn't see that, type of response for this movie, which I'm just like, I'm kind of baffled. I'm like, she's a strong female lead in the movie, and she's great. Like, Lara Croft is fantastic in this movie, and I definitely loved how they showed her, vulnerable. She wasn't like this ridiculously OP character, like, she wasn't a Mary Sue like Rey was in, the Star Wars movies, where after no training or really anything whatsoever, she's automatically good at everything. They made her, like, too perfect. Laura is very vulnerable in this film, and we see that, she's struggling, she's getting her ass kicked. She's smart, she definitely has her own skills, she's good with the bow and arrow. She doesn't really use any guns in the movie, which if you know Lara Croft from the old Tomb Raider game, she was like, Miss Gun Fu, just like bam, 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 doing flips and that, shooting, back, 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 bang, 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 bang. And like this one, she's got a bow and arrow. She like the first and there's some really powerful scenes in this movie too. Like the first time she has to kill someone, you just see like it in her eyes. Like Vikander does a really good job emulating that. Just like you just see the tragedy in there. And like when she reunites with her father, I'm like, that's pretty touching. That's a really good scene where her dad's just like, no, 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 you're not real. You're not real. You're not real. I'm like, this is really good. Like this is probably the best video game adaptation that I've seen, and I'm like, it's definitely pretty solid. The villain is pretty good. This dude is like a sociopath. He's really dislikable. He has a few moments where I kind of laughed at him, but he mostly plays it like kind of straightforward, and he's just really pissed off. He's gonna snap at any moment and kill someone, and he does do dick villain things, and I thought he was pretty good. So I guess I'm going to get into some spoilers here, but like other good things, Dominic West was pretty good as her father, the flashback sequences, and Laura's whole purpose in the movie is going to this island to figure out what happened to him, and then there's also like this like ancient power that's there, and yeah, so I'm going to get into full spoilers at this point, so if you haven't seen the movie, I highly recommend checking it out. Support Tomb Raider. Like, I love Lara Croft. She's one of my all-time favorite like video game characters, and I'm happy to see that they did justice to her in this movie. Definitely more emulating the newer games than the old ones, obviously, but that's what the Angelina Jolie movies are for, kind of more emulating those older things. But like this one I thought was pretty solid. Like there's some good acting there from Vikander, especially when she has to she's holding the bow like ready to kill someone. You just see it in her eyes, or she's just like no, she's like ready to break or cry at any moment. And then like the way they took elements from the game and just played them into the movie. Like this felt like a movie. It didn't feel like, and a movie should feel like it's a different medium than a video game. Like I didn't feel like I was like watching somebody play through levels. I felt like, this one was just more of a story, character based, and Laura's really good in this film, and I liked it too, and I liked how they showed her vulnerabilities, where she wasn't ridiculously OP, like, Rey in Star Wars, who automatically is good at everything. So, because we can't have characters vulnerable in movies now, and like learn to grow and do the hero's journey. That's what makes it so much more effective, I thought too, is just seeing where Laura was at the beginning, how she grows. I mean, she definitely has some skills, but she's not the best at everything. You know what I mean? Like she struggles in a fight. Just in the way she like has to fight for survival. You see her like wounded severely. You see the tragedy of. You know what? I gotta get into full spoilers at this point. So definitely check out the movie and then come back and watch the rest of this, as if you don't care. So she goes to this island. She has her friend Lou, and like we found out that his dad was killed by this, and then like they had this like group known as like Trinity, who's after this ancient power, and then like this one dude's been there for 7 years, the crazy dude I was telling you about, and he's just like he can't. They won't let him transport him out of there until he finds this treasure. So they're there, not necessarily treasure, like ancient, like supernatural powers they call it, and it turns out that's all just like a really deadly virus, and yeah, so they go after it. It's really yeah. So anyways, so Laura gets there. She has to like survive. She's like, she does like little like there's a cool sequence there in the plane. She she parachutes down, and then she like gets herself stabbed. She kills a guy for the first time, and like that scene where you just see her, she's like shaking. You definitely feel it too, because like this is the first time that she's ever taken a life, and it really kind of takes a little bit of a toll on her. And then afterwards, she sees some guy, and then she follows him. And it turns out it's her dad, who like doesn't believe that's really her because he's been on this island for 7 years. And their reunion was really solid. I liked those scenes with those two. And there was another solid scene where the villain has a dad like ready to kill him. Laura's just like, she has a choice to like either let this guy kill the bad guy, but he ends up shooting her father, or like open this tomb or whatever. The dad's just like, no, you can't do this, Laura. Just sacrifice my life for everybody else. So I thought that was kind of cool. I also like noted like the beginning of the movie I was kind of confused. I'm like, why is Lara Croft fighting for money? She's Lara Croft. She's filthy fucking rich. But then they do explain it that she didn't like sign over her father's inheritance to herself just yet because she still believes he's out there, or she just is like, no, it's his money. He just kind of up and left and he just disappeared. That isn't until the end of the movie where she signs this stuff and we find out that it's like this organization known as Trinity. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, it's definitely like pretty solid. I appreciate um, the way they handled her character. I like the villain. I like Dominic West, and the way it ends, like how Laura has to kill the bad guy. I thought that was pretty cool. How she shoves the plague in the guy's mouth, and the scene where her father says goodbye to her, like he calls her Sprout. He's like has their little thing that they do. I thought that was really good, and like how she survives, the way they kind of set up a sequel, which has me interested for more stuff. She gets the guns at the end of the movie. She's like, okay, I'm gonna try and learn this, and I'm like, oh, cool, 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 cool. We'll see where hopefully they do another one. So, but yeah, I thought it was good. I liked it. I liked Lara Croft. I liked Alicia Vikander, Dominic West, and I liked the bad guy, and even her friend Lou's pretty good too. I think this is probably the best video game adaptation we have gotten. We're almost there for like great, but I think it's good. Definitely good. I also appreciate I like the score by Junkie XL. So yeah, in terms of complaints, the first like half hour or so before she gets there, it's just kind of just like her doing this bike voucher stuff and like some of the music choices. I'm like, what? Can we get to like some cool Tomb Raider shit? And it is kind of predictable for a lot of it too. Yeah, so I guess that's kind of weak. And it does kind of end a bit abrupt. But those are just some minor complaints for me. It wasn't enough to deter like the movie. It's not an amazing film. It's not great. But I do think it's good. So, and it's worth checking out if you're a fan of the Tomb Raider series. Like, this is a good video game adaptation. Like, it's a good movie. So I'll say that. So it's definitely the best video game adaptation that we've gotten, which isn't saying much considering pretty much all of them are terrible. Prince of Persia wasn't half bad, but we don't have that great adaptation. Like, does it break the curse? In my opinion, it does. For some people, maybe not necessarily, but like it does break the curse for me. So that's good enough for me. A good movie. That's what I wanted, and that's what it gave me. So hopefully to do some more of these. I liked it. Hope it does well. I mean, it's doing well overseas, but stateside not so well, and that's kind of a shame because I definitely think there's some good stuff here to like build a whole franchise on. And hopefully that's the case, and it makes its money back here in the digitally. And yeah, solid. Solid, solid, solid. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up for this review. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and do yourself a favor, check out Tomb Raider. I think it's a solid film. So, nothing else left. Yeah, excuse me. Nothing else left to say, but thank you for watching, and comment, like, and subscribe. Hit that little bell for notifications if you want to follow me on social media. Twitter.com/SeanJTKing. Anyways, that's all I got to say. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care now. Bye-bye then. And Lara Croft is awesome. Lara Croft's great.